And as we review the 5 a.m. club, I'll be talking a lot about Eliud Kipchoge, and the good thing is he's been a world record breaker, so it becomes easier to relate because everyone in the world knows him and has seen him break his own record over and over again. A daily philosophy on becoming legendary. Do not allow your fire to go out, sparked by irreplaceable spark in the hopeless swamps of the non-quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists. It is real. It is possible. It is yours. These are wise words by Ayn Rand, which Robin Sharma gets to feature on the 5 a.m. Club, the Chapter 2 introduction. In a culture filled with volatility, uncertainty, and insecurity, the Spellbinders events drew stadium-sized numbers of human beings who longed not only to lead masterful lives filled with creativity, productivity, and prosperity, but also to exist in a way that passionately elevated humanity, so that at the end, they would feel confident they had left a wonderful legacy and made their mark on the generations that would follow. I am Sophia Wawero. I love sharing light with the world, and it's another precious time to do that as a continuation to reviewing the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. And his approach to the path of becoming legendary, especially on this chapter, reminds you of the power that is already in you. Each of you has a call on your lives. Every one of you carries an instinct for excellence with your spirits. No one in this room needs to stay frozen in average and succumb to the mass mediocratization of behavior evident in society, along with the collective deprofessionalization of business so apparent in industry. Limitation is nothing more than a mentality that too many good people practice daily until they believe it's reality. It breaks my heart to see so many potentially powerful human beings stuck in a story about why they can't be extraordinary, professionally and personally. You need to remember that your excuses are seducers, your fears are liars, and your doubts are thieves. Don't shoot the messenger. This is just Robin putting it in writing on the power that you actually own. We all have that calling, we all have our purpose, and it's through awakening the primal genius as you wake up every day at 5, follow through the habit installation protocol of what it takes, and we will cover this in the coming shoots of reviewing this book. But for now, these are the powerful starting points that set you on that journey of expanding your mind and knowing actually there's so much potential within me, and there's so much I can get to do and be the best version of myself. The next part I will cover are about the journey. Sometimes we think the journey is actually easy, or we think it's easy for most heroes. No, it's not an easy journey. And as we review the 5 a.m. Club, I'll be talking a lot about Eliud Kipchoge, and the good thing is he's been a world record breaker, so it becomes easier to relate because everyone in the world knows him and has seen him break his own record over and over again. So on this part, it says, dealing with stressful worries and endless responsibilities that stifle your originality and steal your energy, living the same week a few thousand times and calling it a life. I need to tell you that too many among us die at 30 and are buried at 80. Please allow me to read that again. I need to tell you that too many among us die at 30 and are buried at 80. So to put this into perspective, we all get through life from a very tender age, where we are obviously raised by our parents, then you're told you need to get a good education, get a good career, get a family, live happily ever after. But think about it while you're on that. Is there time to reflect on what is actually my purpose? Why am I here? Because you might have a good job, a family by the age of 30, but at the end of the day, do you feel fulfilled by what you do? Have you found your ikigai? That part of the connection between your passion, that you're getting a good income and you living a fulfilling life based on the heart set, mindset, soul set, and health set. Yeah? So when we look at the legends that we've had so far in this life, what can we be there to learn from them? And because we've seen them attain so much, I think the best thing we can do to ourselves is learn the how and get to practice it on a day-to-day basis. You are so much more powerful than you may currently understand. And you are exactly where you need to be to receive the growth necessary for you to lead the unusually productive, extremely prodigious, and exceptionally influential life that you've earned through your harshest trials. Nothing is wrong at this moment, even if it feels like everything is falling apart. If you sense your life is a mess right now, this is simply because your fears are just a little stronger than your faith. With practice, you can turn down the volume of the voice of your scared self and increase the tone of your most triumphant side. The truth is that every challenging event you've experienced, every toxic person that you've encountered, and all the trials you've endured have been perfect preparation to make you into the person that you now are. You needed these lessons to activate the treasures, talents, and powers that are now awakening within you. Nothing was an accident. Zero was a waste. You're definitely exactly where you need to be to begin the life of your most supreme desires. One that can make you an empire builder along with a world changer, and perhaps even a history maker. I resonate with this so much because there's something I always say: every experience is connected. And getting back to Oprah's words, what she says about when you're going through something, think about the why. What lesson can I learn from this? Because sometimes we go through very ugly moments and they can be full of shame, guilt, but out of them there is always something positive to learn, and always looking onto the light side, because there's nothing that will happen if it's not coming your way to embody you to be the best version of yourself. Ideas are worth nothing unless backed by application. The smallest of implementations is always worth more than the grandest of intentions. I will read that again. The smallest of implementations is always worth more than the grandest of intentions. And this gets into the Atomic Habits again by James Clear, where it says tiny changes, remarkable results. I might intend to drive a Jeep. I'll actually drive a Jeep one day. That is an intention. But what am I doing towards driving that Jeep? I have to be very, very, very intentional in my actions, not just in putting it down in paper. And if being an amazing person and developing a legendary life was easy, everyone would be doing it. You know what I mean? If it was easy, I would already be driving that Jeep. But because I have a lot of work I need to put in to drive it soon, that is exactly why we need to get into that journey of doing a lot of work and the right way. We'll cover that soon, about the authenticity and being there to live fully with a just and fair lifestyle. Society has sold us a series of mistruths. That pleasure is preferable to the terrifying yet majestic fact that all possibility as the sea to living our harbors of safety daily. I believe that the seduction of complacency and an easy life is 100 times more brutal, ultimately, than a life where you go all in and take an unconquerable stand for your brightest dreams. World class begins where your comfort zone ends. I read that again. World class begins where your comfort zone ends. It's a rule the successful, the influential, and the happiest always remember. If the road gets tough and requires some patience, we think we are on the wrong path. I really love this part because I have worked in projects that are really, really engaging, and they get to take a couple of resources while at it. And the journey of delayed gratification can be quite daunting because maybe a project will be successful in 6 months. But then around the third, fourth month, everyone in the room feels like, are we really on the right track? Will this really get to work? If the road gets tough and requires some patience, we think we are on the wrong path. We've encouraged a culture of soft, weak, and delicate people who can't keep promises, who bail on commitments, and who quit on their aspirations the moment the smallest obstacles show up. So this is the journey of the test on the persistence, patience, resilience, commitment. Hard is good. Real greatness and the realization of your inherent genius is meant to be a difficult sport. Only those devoted enough to go to the fiery edges of their highest limits will expand them. And the suffering that happens along the journey of materializing your special powers, strongest abilities, and most inspiring ambitions is one of the largest sources of human satisfaction. A major key to happiness and internal peace is knowing you've done whatever it took to earn your rewards and passionately invested in the effortful audacity to become your best. Jazz legend Miles Davis stretched himself ferociously past the normal his field knew to fully exploit his magnificent potential. Michelangelo sacrificed enormously, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually as he produced his awesome art. As we wind up on the path of every experience is connected, there would be no better way than to add this part on the authenticity and how pain is so relevant. Pain is the doorway into deep, and tragedy is nature's great purifier. It burns away the fakeness, fear, and arrogance that is of the ego, returns us to our brilliance and genius if you have the courage to go into that which wounds you. Suffering yields many rewards, including empathy, originality, relatability, and authenticity. Jonas Salk said, I have had dreams and I've had nightmares, but I have conquered my nightmares because of my dreams. We only hear what we are ready to hear. All learning meets us exactly where we are at. And as we grow greater, we understand better. And this reminds me of something I really, really relate and resonate and always go back to. When you know better, you do better. And that is the path of learning, unlearning, and relearning. You can only elevate on that path. Take excellent care of the front end of your day, and the rest of your day will pretty much take care of itself. On your morning, elevate your life. As always, this will be the ending for every single part of this journey of covering the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. It's the only way we can do it justice. On your morning, elevate your life. As always, it's never a goodbye. Catch you in the next one. Thank you.